Hey there, guys. Hey, and welcome back. We are very much in danger of losing today. As you look at what our team looks like, we're in danger of losing because this is that match in the middle of the two leg in Asia. And we need to win that game against Guam Shipyard. If we lose this to Hang Yuan, it's not really going to make that much of a difference. We're probably still going to win the league pretty much no matter what happens in this match. So this is a good chance for some of the players who haven't had that much game time to get some. This is where I really start to wish that I had done a better job of rotating guys in and out. As I said in a video a couple of days ago, I really kind of wish that I had a better handle on the roster and that I didn't have so many guys playing striker and only one guy on each of the wingback positions. So a lot of regrets here, a lot of things that probably we could have done better, and we have to play defense here on this corner. Wu Yen Shu knocks this one forward, and that's a goal for Zhou Hongyi, who used to play for us, and that makes it 1-0 for Hang Yuan. And boy, we really could use him now. One of the hard things about being semi-pro is that you get these guys who are not on a contract, and that's definitely the case. That was the case for Zhou Hongyi, and that's one of the reasons why he was able to go over. Man, that was a pretty jump from him, too, by the way. He jumped right over that sea of blue and was able to score at 1-0 there for Hang Yuan, and I mean, we've barely had a chance to sit down here in the stadium. We're hoping not to lose, definitely, but we'll have to see what we can do, and we need a better attempt at an attack than that. That was pretty bad, and it's Su Cheng-yi, and he scores as well, and it's 2-0 right away for Hang Yuan. We can see the problem. The problem lasts there in the defense, so we're down 2-0 here so far. Only about 10 minutes into this match. We're not going to look at the replay of that because I definitely want to do a little bit of yelling at the players, see if we can get them to play a little bit better. Now, this is not a team that is only made up of the scrubs and reserves. We do have some first-team players like Nene on there, and Daye is another one, and he puts an effort into that, but nothing happens in the end. And you can kind of see just how important the defense is. And I mean, I don't know how we allowed that one to bounce by us. It looks like we're not even trying there on defense. And fortunately, Lee Chaba is able to reach out and grab that goal. Down 2-0 here in the early going. And we'll see what happens here. Lee Chaba not very happy. Zhou Churwei not having a good game. And Nene, as usual, is not playing well. Nene is going to be off the team. And as I was hinting at in a video just a couple days ago, we may, I guess it was yesterday, we may end up going to a strikerless formation to try to deal with this. So we'll see what happens here. It looks like we're not going to get another highlight here. Oh, no, here we go. And Nene, unfortunately, is about 2 miles away from that ball that I guess was intended for him. This one's intended for him, and he's about a mile offside. So, I mean, I'm not quite sure I understand what exactly it is we're trying to do. Su Cheng-yi's going to score again, yep. Su Cheng-yi gets his second here of the game. He's onside, and that makes it 3-0. Lee Chaba is doing really poorly. He's going to come out here at halftime, and the fines are going to start mounting up because this is a really, really poor performance. And while I can understand us not winning this match, I cannot understand us going down 3-0 before halftime against a team that we routinely beat. So we have a little bit of soul searching to do here. It's been a little while since we've seen this team play so poorly. Wang Boan over to Zhou Churwei, back to Wang Boan. This might end up being a critical match if these players make me angry enough. We may end up seeing some changes in the roster here coming up. Here's Huang Churwei with it, over to Ye Jianwei, over to Chen Jianwei. Now back to Huang Churwei, over to Liang Jianwei. And back to Huang Churwei with it. And he passes back to Shen Yuting, who lumps it forward, looking for Nene, can't find him. Ye Jianwei just can't quite get onto it. And unfortunately, our man in the midfield is very, very nonchalant and looks like he doesn't really care about what's going on. Some of the players who are playing poorly here might end up just being released straight out. Su Cheng-yi scores again. That's a hat trick for him. And that makes it 4-0 here for Hang Yuan in the first half. So we're going to see some pretty angry things happen here at halftime. I think that we will end up writing this match off, and this will probably end up being the worst loss that we've suffered. Lee Chaba is not really even trying out there anyway. He got his hands to that one and pushed it into the goal. So I've said this before about him. I have been seriously considering getting rid of him despite the success that he's had, because he's not quite as good as he might look from game to game. And when he has a good defense in front of him, he's okay. And a lot of those matches that in which he's given up no goals, they haven't had a shot. Nene shoots that one, but it's going to be brought back for offside, and it was pretty obvious. He just so happened the 1 second where he was offside was right when the ball was past him, right there, right? Nene making this mistake over and over again, and it's not just good news, bad news, it's awful news, and we're going to have a talking with these players, so you're much better than that. you are probably going to end up being kicked off the team soon. You are almost certainly going to be kicked off the team soon. You are also playing really poorly, and you are also playing poorly, and you are playing poorly too. So now we go over here to tactics, and we start changing players. So Leech Haba, you're going to come off, and if you're lucky, we'll let you play in the match tomorrow. You come off, whoever you are. Liang Jianwei, you come off for Menegong, who's the only player who can really play in that position. And who else are we going to pull off? Naziri, you're coming off, definitely. We're going to put Huang Fucai on, and then you will come off as well. We don't really have anybody who can play in this position, so we're going to stick something like this over, and we'll call that good. Actually, what we're going to do is this. There we go. All right, so we make 5 substitutions, as many, I think there was 5, as many as we can here before the second half begins. I'm pretty sure that was 5, and I think we've made all of them now. Yeah, Jianwei passes this up looking for Lin Guanda and can't quite find him, and so we'll see what happens here. Yeah, the fines are going to be pretty heavy. You're going to see a lot of 2-week fines coming out of this one for these players. And Nene, as good as he's played when he's scored, is probably going to find himself just completely released as soon as we can. I mean, because this is ridiculous and I'm tired of dealing with it. Zhou Chuwei now with it. Over to Chen Chengju, who happens to be injured. Huang Fucai now, and that wasn't quite good enough. He was offside somewhere there. I didn't really see how he was offside, but so it is. And let's just see if we can get out of this without giving up much more in terms of goals. Good by Lai Bolun, but that ends up being another corner for them, and we'll see if we can stop that corner again. Wu Yanshu now is the corner taker, knocks this one forward. And Jianwei, instead of bringing it down and kicking it out, decides to head it slightly and slowly over to the opposing player who's right in front of him. So that didn't really work out all that well, did it? Lai Bolun, though, did have a really, really good defensive stop there. So, I mean, there is something to be said for that. Yeah, it may be just about time to blow this team up. I mean, if the second team is playing this poorly, it may be time to blow some things up and just get rid of some players. Menegong now with this, and you notice how things really calm down when he's here on the pitch. Menegong is really the person who makes this team flow. Over to Ye Jianwei and over to Chen Chengju, who's managed to get himself injured in the first couple of minutes that he's played this season. I don't think he's played before this. As soon as he comes on the pitch, he gets injured, so that's a real good sign. Yeah, we're winning our share of headers, which is good, but we're not doing anything with it. It would be nice if we had a goal or two, but instead we are down 4-0, and this looks really, really bad. This is probably going to be the end of things, and this will probably end up having some sort of a hit on morale because I'm about to really lay into these players for playing so poorly. I mean, this is one of the worst performances I've ever seen in Football Manager. This is pretty bad. For a team that was slated to win this match, this is bad. Yeah, I know I don't have all of the first team starters starting. I didn't have them all starting, I should say, but we should be able to do better than this. Huang Fucai is another player who I'm thinking of just binning off because he's another guy who does not really have the ability to play in the position that he's slated to play in. That's a free kick because of a foul on somebody on our side, and so we continue to have frustrations on offense. This just looks pretty bad. But yeah, Huang Fucai here should be able to shoot right there, and instead he has to take it another touch and ends up allowing the keeper to come into the correct position right in front of him, and it's another bit of frustration. And it has me asking myself, why in the world do we even have this player if he doesn't know how to play? So there you have it. One of the frustrations of playing in a place like Taiwan is that when you look at what your youth intake is like and all of that, you end up with basically nothing, which means that you're dependent upon everybody else's youth intake. And I think it's about time to berate the players because this is ridiculous, and they're going to hear more of it soon. 5-0 now in favor of Hang Yuan, and this is, like I said, the worst match that we've had in our era here playing with this team. It's probably, again, not going to have a huge impact on the title race. Huang Fucai needs to be able to score, but he has 7 men around him. Nobody even bothers to go up to help him. Let's see if this one goes forward again. I'm not quite sure what kind of pass that was after all. That's a little bit bizarre. And so it goes. I'm becoming more and more convinced by the day that we need to go to a no striker formation just simply because I can't find a striker who can actually score goals consistently. Instead, we get guys who score 3 and then, do absolutely nothing. We only had 2 shots on target, 0.63 XG, and yet we had 66% of the possession. Go figure that one out. Talk to you again tomorrow, and tomorrow's the big one. Bye.